Hey, Dan Orvitz was a classmate. Dave Orvitz is a friend. And he's a good plumber, too. But Jeff Orvitz is the digital content controller or conductor. I don't know.
Coordinator. Digital content coordinator.
Which
is why he's coordinating this.
That's why he's the journalist and I'm just me. But Jeff does a great job, and he puts all the social media stuff together that you see, and hope you will click onto our website and find out who we are. It's Star 100.7, Y108, 93.7 The Fan, and News Radio 1020 KDK. He and Jack Zorinzi coming up just in about an hour or so. They're going to get revved up for the game tonight at Citi Field. It's the Pirates back in action. 5 games out of first place in the Central behind the Milwaukee Brewers, but no one really is bragging right now about anything in the Central Division. They're all having a tough time. They'll be taking on the Mets. Garrett Cole gets the start. They've got 4, I think, wins out of their last 10 games. It would be nice to get one tonight, right?
Yeah, it would be nice to get one tonight and to slowly turn this ship back in the right direction. I think what we've seen is with the young, inexperienced starting pitching, whether it be Chad Kuhl, whether it be Tyler Glasnow, whether it be Trevor Williams, you never really know what you're going to get from one start to the next, and that's taking its toll because there's no room for error. We saw Ivan Nova have a great start the other day against the Arizona Diamondbacks. Meant absolutely nothing, going 7 innings and 3 earned runs, and because Robbie Ray pitched even better than him. And on a day where you run into a great starter and your offense can't produce it all, that's one thing. That seems to be the Pirates' offense on a regular basis now. They've juggled some things around. Gregory Polanco in the 3 spot tonight. Josh Bell down to 5. Andrew McCutchen still hitting 6th. And they've tweaked the bench a little bit. Alan Hansen designated for assignment, and Gifton Gope, the South African, sent back down to Indianapolis. They've called back up Phil Goslin, who was disappointing on the bench, to say the least, the first month of the season, as well as Max Moroff, who has just been raking at Indianapolis, but the few days he was up here during that last West Coast swing, you may remember, against the Dodgers, I think half his at-bats went for strikeouts. So can Moroff, as a bench piece, lend a little bit of offense that he's been giving Indianapolis at AAA? Can Goslin turn things around? He said he made some tweaks to his stance and his swing down at Indy that he thinks has been working. He's been hitting 310 down there. They've got to get more offense. That's the key to this whole thing.
All right, real quick, let's just take a look at this division. Milwaukee, you got Miller Parker. Obviously, a nice cold Miller would be nice right now as a Miller Lite. But tell me about the Brewers.
The Brewers continue to do just that, bring offense to the table. They've got Eric Thames, who hadn't had a home run for, I think, a week and a half, but then all of a sudden he gets another big one the other night. They're able to produce runs. Even without Ryan Braun available, they're able to produce runs. Braun, yes, is on the backside of his career, much like our superstar, Andrew McCutchen, but they've got guys who they've plugged in. In some cases, it's been dumb luck. In some cases, it's been young guys coming up and surprising. In some cases, you go out, you find a veteran who just spent the last few years in Korea, like Eric Thames, and he hits balls all over the ballpark. So they've got offense. Their starting pitching has been a real big surprise. So that's what's gotten them to the top of a very weak division so far.
All right, I don't want to say the mighty have fallen, but the Cardinals and the Cubs both have taken a step back.
Yep.
Explain what's went wrong in St. Louis and what really has gone wrong with the world champion defending Chicago Cubs.
Well, in St. Louis, I think it's been a little bit of everything, to be honest. The pitching has been a problem, but they've also run into problems where guys who were steady producers for them, like Johnny Peralta for the last 3 or 4 years, not producing, sitting on the bench. In Chicago, I think a lot of us looked at them and said, there's no way this rotation can keep this up compared to what they did last year. I think their staff ERA in the first half last season, or at least in the first 2 months, was sub 2.5. So they couldn't keep that up. It wasn't realistic. And we expected that to fall off just a little bit. Nobody expected their offense to fall off the way it has. Kyle Schwarber has been terrible at the top of the order. Addison Russell hasn't helped. Chris Bryant really is the only one offensively for the Cubs who's producing the way he was expected to. So those two clubs actually in the middle of playing each other right now. I think they're in the 8th or 9th inning at Wrigley Field right now in a tie ball game. But they're under 500. If you would have told anybody that at Memorial Day, or beginning of June, the Cubs would be right around 500, the Cardinals would be right around 500, the Pirates would be way under it, and that the Milwaukee Brewers would be in the lead, yeah.
But here's what you need to know. Within striking distance, a lot of baseball still to come. They get hot. You just never know. And you can actually still say the division is within reach, because it doesn't seem like anybody wants to take hold of it and say it's ours.
And that's the lucky thing here. The Pirates were actually closer this Memorial Day to the division lead than they were any of the previous 3 seasons, which is just mind-boggling. It gives you some inkling as to how bad the Central has been as compared to what they were the last few years. So if they can remain within striking distance of 500, within striking distance of the top of the division, anything can happen. And maybe Starling Marte back in the lineup middle of July. Is that anything? But they've got to get some more consistency off the mound as well.
Last thing, are you writing Gung off for the season?
I said the other day during a rain delay, I think it was, I've kind of taken Jung Ho Gung and put him in an old coffee can and put him up on a shelf where I can't even think about it. It's like the old school savings account, right? I'm gonna tuck a $10 bill in there every couple of days in the coffee can, put it up in the tippy top shelf where I can forget about it. That's what Jung Ho Gung is at this point. You can't count on him being back anytime soon, if ever. So just put him out of sight, out of mind. And if you get an opportunity to watch him play baseball on an American field for the Pirates again, so be it, and we'll see how it pans out.
We all love the Pirates being in PNC Park, but I have to admit, when they're away, he and Jack Zarinzik are here in Green Tree at CBS Radio World Headquarters, and that's a good thing. All right, ladies and gentlemen, have yourself a great rest of the night. Don't forget the Coons Market Black and Gold Sunday Show. 11:30, Bruce Tanner on the disc gets to the Pittsburgh Newsline talking all about the Pirates and the big leagues on News Radio 1020 KDK. Good afternoon.